Hello folks, Simon here. Welcome back to the channel and to, I want to say, episode 7 of our Chrono Cross walkthrough. I always lose track of the episode numbers while I'm recording, but it's good to have you guys here. We have just made good our escape from Viper Manor at the end of the last episode, and we have just woken up here having dived into the sea. All of that good jazz that you was witnessing before. So, to start with, we're going to have a bunch of cutscenes which we do need to get through. So as we begin these, I'm going to, actually, first of all, just move into the next area. We do have a bunch of cutscenes, but we have to just kick them off. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to just take the opportunity to thank all of you who have been watching so far. I do hope that you are enjoying the playthrough and that some of the, the tips and stuff have been helpful for you as well. So the last dungeon was quite a big one, wasn't it? It was fun, but it's nice to be out of that place now. Although, we've got more to come, don't you worry about that. So, yeah, we've got Kid and Guile here speaking with Korcha. Now, I did mention at the end of the last episode, you do need to make sure that Kid is unequipped. And you won't have had another opportunity to do that if you didn't, so hopefully you did. And it's especially important to have removed perhaps any elements that you had on Kid that would be very important going forward, such as revive, recover, etc. It's going to be a while before we can access elements again. As you can see, Kid isn't very well. It seems the patient has been poisoned with Hydra venom. I would say the most she has to live is about 2 days. If we had some Hydra humour, we would be able to neutralise the poison. Doc, if we find this Hydra humour, we can save this girl. Yes. But that's impossible now. Hydras are now extinct on El Nido. What do you mean, extinct? What's going on? Hydras are very rare and valuable creatures. The blood, bones, meat, every part is valuable. It's considered to be a panacea for various illnesses. That is the reason Hydras were hunted to extinction in El Nido. As a result, a whole species has been made extinct, and all just to make a quick fortune. Is there no way to find this humour? If we could cross the sea to the mainland, there might be a chance, right? Nope, not possible. The currents of El Nido are extremely dangerous this time of year. It would be futile to try to cross the sea unless you were on a large vessel. Well, things are starting to seem a little bleak, as Doc just tells us. Poor Kid is currently in a state of being poisoned, only has a couple of days to live, and the cure seems to be out of our reach. And off goes the doctor. Serge, what are we going to do? Kitty's going to die if we leave her like this. Is this some kind of joke? Wait right here. I'll go and get the doctor back. Oh. What is going on? Ah, it's Harley. Of course. She really does like her Serge, doesn't she? She's a peculiar character, is Harley, isn't she? Oh, okay. I think soon we're going to be given an option of dialogue, and we do need to get this one right if we can. Okay, so... yeah, not just yet. Right, we do have to just speak to her first. And she's going to give us an amulet here. Okay. This is the astral amulet, which is fine. We're just going to hold on to that for now. And we're going to have to be prepared to make a bit of a choice here. So, obviously Kid isn't very well, and we're told that she's going to die in about 2 days' time. But there's not a huge amount we've also been told that we can do about it. So, here's our choice as Korcha presents it to us. A 1 in a million chance to try and find the cure. Or we just move on with our lives. Okay, so there is actually a number of consequences to what you choose here. It might not be as obvious as you think. You might think the obvious thing is to save her. And indeed, you know, that does lead to certain effects. It does lead to a number of characters that you'll be able to recruit a little bit further on down the game, including Korcha himself, a character called Mel, and a character called Rasley. Out of those 3 characters, Rasley is pretty darn good. However, the others aren't great. Even Korcha here isn't that good. The other option, if we choose not to save Kid, we'll get Doc, Matcha, and Glenn in our party eventually. Doc and Matcha or Maka are both pretty terrible. However, Glenn is arguably considered to be one of the strongest party members that you can recruit. Okay, he has some very nice abilities, including an ability that is known as a double tech, which synergizes with Surge, called X-Strike. And those of you that have played Chrono Trigger may be familiar with that. Ultimately, it's down to you. But I am going to choose not to save Kid, because I would like to get Glenn into the party. Now, you might be feeling bad about not saving her, so you might have to factor that in, but a little bit of a spoiler. Shut your ears off now if you don't want to hear this. Okay, here it comes. Kid does get saved regardless of which option you pick. However, with the option not to save her, she won't get saved until quite a bit later on. Okay, that's pretty much the end of the spoiler. All this effectively means, as well as another consequence, is that if we don't save Kid, we're gonna be without the steal ability for some time. If you do save her, not only do you get the steal ability back, but you also get it onto party members eventually. Another consequence you have to consider. But again, I'm going to go ahead and choose not to save her, and as such, the walkthrough from this point on will be following that particular path. Korcha isn't best pleased by this choice, and then we're going to confirm it by selecting There's Nothing We Can Do. Again, Korcha isn't happy, and at this point he is going to take the amulet from us. You will get to keep hold of that if you choose to save Kid. Okay, so that is now no longer in our possession. It's quite a dark choice, that one, isn't it? It really is. Okay, we're going to set up our party, and you know what? I think I'm going to keep Guile. I don't know, actually. Do I want Guile or do I want Lena in at this point? I I do want Poshul. Poshul is particularly strong. So Guile is innate black. Lena is innate blue. I think Lena's just a little too weak. Guile isn't great at this stage either, but he does get stronger. I'm going to keep Guile in the party for the time being. At this point, there's not much else we can do in the clinic, so let's go ahead and leave. We need to meet up once again with Korcha, because, well, at the end of the day, he's the guy that can ferry us all over the place. And we do want to get off this island if we can. So let's go ahead and find him. I believe he's in the tower at this point, which is where he lives. Well, it's not about believe. I know he's in the tower. So we're going to head over there now. If you follow me, you can go in there to chat to some other NPCs if you wish, but there's no need to. Instead, we're going to head over to the screen on this side. And this is where he's going to be found. There he is. So we'll see if he's cheered up a bit. Doesn't seem like it, does it? Yeah, we're going to tell him that we need to borrow his boat. Seems the answer's no to that. Enter Mummy Korcha. Yeah, awkward. Right, okay, so unfortunately we don't get to keep the boat, but Korcha is going to be our ferry driver, taxi driver, whatever you want to call her, for us. Okay, so we need to go and visit the shaman before we head over to the dock. We also do get a little item there, or here. Yep, it's a new frame. This one is the Tropical Paradise frame. And I do like this one, I've got to say. So we are going to go ahead and equip that, I feel, is a good idea. But we also need to remember to see the shaman before we leave. Although I don't believe that the story can continue until you do that either, so kind of have to. Right, where is it? Nope, not you, not you. There it is. Okay, you want to come over to the other side of the town. And then this guy wouldn't let us in before. If you'd spoke to him, you'd have seen that. But now he is going to, because the story requires him to do so. So let's pop inside. And yes, we have another cutscene. Shrine Maiden. Welcome to the Dragon Shrine. I am Stina, a shaman-serving village chief, and High Priestess Diarrhea. Diarrhea? Interesting enough. Her name there. I presume that you have come to this shrine seeking assistance. Please don't hesitate to ask Chief Diarrhea for guidance. You have a young yet gentle air. An odd wind swirls around you. I have heard that such wind bearers appear at times, but... Do you speak the truth that you are already dead in this world? I see. So that's why you have an odd air about you. Either that or it was the curry we were eating last night. As for a way to return to your original world, I do not know, but there are always reasons why such phenomena occur. The land of Genesis, your only key may lie there. The key that connects your world to this one. It is, shall we say, a dimensional distortion of sorts. The land of Genesis sounds like a destination we will be going to at some point or other. Let's just go ahead and save. Effectively, we're done here now. So we're going to go ahead and leave. We do have access to the boat, of course, although we don't yet get to sail it ourselves, but that's absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is head back towards the clinic. The dock is actually situated just next to that area. So you can't really get lost here. We've got a bit of a fun bit coming up in the next town, which is Termina, since there's going to be a number of party members we can add to our repertoire of characters. Yeah, let's speak to Matcha and select ready. And we will be off on our way. Yeah, it doesn't really matter who's in your party at this particular moment, as we haven't got any battles. And as I say, we're going to be having a number of party members join us. So you might want to have a switcheroo anyway, in a little while. But I do think we should keep Guile in just for the time being, as there's the reward we're going to be able to pick up for getting the item from the manor recently. If you remember, he had a little bet on that he would be able to get that. And I do believe he needs to be in the party for that to happen. So that's why I've kept him for the time being. The dockmaster, he's not all impressed that we're just hogging his dock without permission. However, you don't mess with Matcha, it seems. Yeah, I think we're going to be safe parking here for the time being until we are ready to leave. Very good. Right, so I mentioned there's a couple of characters we can recruit. There's actually 3 characters we can recruit. So first things first, we're going to head over here. The first character I want to recruit is Glenn. I mentioned him earlier. We can't get him immediately, so we do have to go through a cutscene here that involves Glenn. You can see him over on the left there on the crates. But this won't put him into the party. So he seems to be interested in Fort Dragonia. Yeah, so he's going to head off towards the docks now. We'll be catching up with him in a little while. And as I say, he will become a member of our team. But before we do that, there is one thing that I do not want to forget. I believe we can do this now. Yeah, we can actually speak to the fortune teller. So if you remember, we got the item. I can't remember what it was called now. The Dragoon's Medal or something. This was from the manor. And this is actually going to be exchangeable for a reward at this point. But again, just make sure you have Guile in the party for this to happen. So we're going to select yes. And for the reading, we are going to select Guile. So Guile, how did it go? Did you find the item? See for yourself, ma'am. Here is proof of my intrusion into Viper Manor. I ask that you give me my reward as promised at the conclusion of our bet. It is my loss this time. Here is the reward I promised. Take it away. And we get a copper rod for our trouble. And we can quit now, although I believe Serge gets a forced reading. Regardless. Right, and I'm not sure if I can do this right now, but there's another party member that we can recruit. Yeah, I think we can do it now. Since we are in the area. There's a cutscene here that we watch first involving Greco. And he's talking about his son. It seems that Greco's son has left this mortal world. And I don't know if we can help him with that. But if we can, then he's welcome to join us. Yeah, at this point, Greco will ignore us. Oh, well, he will speak to us, but he will go into his house. Let's get him a little bit faster, shall we? There we go. I'm cheeky. Right, okay, let's head in and follow him in. And we'll get another forced cutscene, which will lead to him joining the party. Well, we get a choice for him to join, but then he will join. We do need to speak to him. Yep. We are not going to put him in the active party, but at least he's been recruited now. And on that note, we're going to head back towards the dock. Not this dock here, or where the boat used to be, but the place where we first arrived in this town a moment ago. Now, it's important that you've seen the cutscene that we witnessed with Glenn. Which was, the one that was by the entrance of town. And that should now culminate in him joining us, along with a third party member. Yep, so let's straighten things out. Yeah, so we're after Fort Dragonia, and we know that Glenn wants to head there too. Yeah, we get our first vehicle here, as in one that we actually get to control at this point. Yep, let him join. Yeah, we really are getting a full cast of characters now, aren't we? And trust me, we haven't even begun to scratch the iceberg of the number of party members you can attain on this adventure. Right, I'm going to say goodnight to Guile for now. We are actually going to bring Glenn into the midst. But that's not all. We can also invite Matcha as well. Although, she's going to stay on the sidelines for the time being. So 3 party members in one brief visit. Not too bad at all. She doesn't need a boat, look. Backstroke all the way back. Alright, yeah, we now have access to our first boat. If I can actually line myself up with it. There we go. Okay, let's go. So, with our first vehicle here, there's a number of places we can visit, but I think it's important that we go to the optional one first, because it does get locked off if we don't do so. However, I'll just show you where that is first of all. It's just there. You can see where all that smoke's coming from. But before we do that, I'm just going to head back to Termina, only because it puts us straight back on the world map where we can save. It doesn't actually take us back to the dock. Okay. And now we're going to head over to that place. Just tap the confirm button by the boat in order to board it once more. Yep, just over here we need to go around this side. And here we can disembark at Hermit's Hideaway Shore. Okay, so this is the burned out Hermit's Hideout, but we're not going to do that today. So we're going to save that for the next episode. It is an optional location, but well worth doing. So please do come back and join me for that. I hope this episode's been helpful in guiding you on your way. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to just drop a like and stick around for future videos, and I'll see you in the next one. So, take care everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.